Kani gadega Paitri TV, bat pidang pek yaki kubor baman kasni.
Reverend Father Stephen Mavli, ubalong Vice Chancellor jang Don Bosco University Guwahati, henne gasingi Poitri bunai nailor, ula Paidbah ya kokot Poitri, bala ai Kyrteng a return to Poitri. Bala tho do ba Lyngdoh, ubalong MLA Barim ka West Shillong constituency. Hagani gajingalang bala punlong ha conference hall jang Shillong club la yedon lang u Dr. Desmond Carmo Plang ubalalong kumu kongsan bakerpang u Dr. Anania Guha director ka Ignu ubala ai jingkento halor kani ka kot Poitri kabala tho do ba Lyngdoh kinong shakot snobha bat ki bahayeng hasam jong ba Lyngdoh.
Having a vantage position here this afternoon, I've been looking around continuously to see what has been the mood, what has been the reaction. And if I may summarize, I think there is a tremendous mood of nostalgia associated with things that have to do with, as Professor Go has said, rootedness in a culture. When anyone sincerely speaks about being rooted in a culture, it always attracts. I, for one, always have a tremendous regret in life that I came away from home at the age of 12. And though I spent about 40 years here, another 15, 16 years there in Guwahati, rootedness has always been a problem for me. And whenever I hear someone speak about rootedness, about the intricacies of the culture to which you belong, it always makes me nostalgic, wistful, longing that I was also a part, very much intimately a part of one culture or another. But as a priest, liable to be transferred from place to place, that's not something that is within my control. But it never fails to touch me. When Professor Guha spoke about the two themes that were continuously woven into these poems, the metaphor of the mountains and the idea of rootedness in these hills, it touched my heart too, in a way that I found very, very meaningful. There are some lines in this poem that has been shared with us, that has been performed here too. I've looked for meaning in life beyond confusion and strife, from an innocent smile to well-rehearsed wile. I want embrace completeness someday, thoughts that all of us can relate to. And knowing Paul for so many years, I do not have any difficulty in understanding the metamorphoses that he has gone through. From a student to a writer, he never failed to write in the annual that we used to bring out in the college, the Mosaic. From a poet to a student leader, to a politician, to an entrepreneur, to a very resourceful person that can galvanize the crowd after him on various issues that he has been connected with. It has been delightful to follow his story, and I'm looking forward to reading this return to poetry from that point of view, a point of vantage that I have had into the life and what he has been doing. And I'm sure, just like this one that he has shared with all of us here, it must be full of thoughts that touch the heart, because it speaks about rootedness, it speaks about culture.
Uba Lyngdoh ula yaturu bayagi Poitri gebola tho hagani ka kot a return to Poitri kikan tup ya kijing roi Poitri bola tho hagapor bo udang sha set ha along menba udang long samla puli bat unong yalam ka khasi students union. Bat katto gani kidai ki bola tho halor ka shinong damyaset ka bar rius pa ha kijing don kenrei umarpo khndo uranium.
When it comes to poetry, I think the lines of Neruda resonate this sentiment which I have expressed best. He said, if you ask me, what is your poetry about? I'm not sure I can tell you. But if you ask my poetry who I am, then it will tell you. And therefore, the first point that I wish to convey here is that there is such an abundance of talent in various art forms. You've just seen kids who today have gone global. From the backwaters of northeast India, from the tiny dot on the world's map, Meghalaya, we have such an abundance of talent. And I think it is the responsibility of each one of us to inspire, motivate, and bring out the best in these various gifted individuals. Second is, as you might have noticed, this collection is called A Return to Poetry. Some of my politician friends think that it means I'm taking sannyas from politics, or that I'm moving away from politics. That's very misleading, because a return to poetry is not just my personal statement. It means that each one of us, leading busy lives, dealing with the onslaught of technology, the mobile phone, internet, parents rushing back and forth from schools, people madly in rush in order to make more money, stabilize their family income. All these are mundane activities. But for life to be complete, for life to attain a certain height of beauty, this book pleads that we should return to poetry every now and then. Because poetry, as I said in one of the poems, is a salve, poetry is a comforter, poetry is an asylum whenever my faith in humanity ebbs. That's basically a return which will help you to not only retain your sanity, but also enrich your life. I'm happy to say that each of these poems, which I've written in English, has been translated into Khasi, because the rest of the world should be aware that there is a language that had a very limited vocabulary to begin with. When we started off in 1841, it was just a dialect of Saura. And today, we can write about various themes. We can write on any subject, complex, a subject with highly technical language. We can render all of these into this language that was once a dialect of a particular village. That is the growth story of our community.
It's you I've been calling and searching, needing and pleading, wanting salvation all the way. It's you I've been calling and wishing, needing, desiring, embracing completeness someday. From the lonely valley to the Babylite city,